Now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. Get ready for more of the best fishing information and the hottest tips on improving your angling skills. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And by Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. And now, Southern California's sports fishing voice, the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. We are having a great time. As you heard at the beginning of the show, Pete Gray not joining us, but he'll definitely be back tomorrow. Had to fly back to Ohio for a little family matter, and we certainly miss him, but excited that we're bringing you an awesome show today with a whole gang from Van Wormer Resorts. We got Eddie, we got Dante, we got Yayo, we got Mark. We're talking all kinds of fishing and all things Van Wormer Resorts today, having a great time. We're in the midst of a great Del Mar show. We've been talking about it all morning, but I love the Del Mar show. Just cool atmosphere, cool people. The show is, I'm sure, the best it's ever been. I mean, I don't know how things have been for you guys in the booth, and the reason I don't know is because it's been so busy at Fisherman's, I haven't had a chance to hardly walk around. On the way transitioning to the bathroom, I get a quick nod at Eddie when he looks up from the crowd that's there. But it's been a great show and a great time, and we're hoping to see you there today, and we're hoping to have you join us this morning here on Let's Talk Hookup. We would love to hear from you. Been a very busy show, and this is a great opportunity to get through a full hour of your phone calls coming your way. And if you want to join us on Let's Talk Hookup this morning, the best way to do that would be with our local line. It's 858 area code 457 1090. Again, 858-457-1090. That's the local number. Or you can try us toll-free. That toll-free line, 877-792-1090. One more time, 877-792-1090. And not only are we going to be taking your phone calls, not only are we talking all kinds of East Cape and great fishing going on today, we have also got an awesome prize for one lucky caller at the end of the show today, and that's a brand new pair of Maui Jim sunglasses. Again, it's the World Cup frame, the most popular fishing lens that we sell or frame at Fisherman's Landing there, the Maui Jim World Cups. It comes with a matte black frame and the neutral gray lens, perfect for your day on the East Cape. And again, we want to thank Maui Jim for that. And a very cool display of Maui Jims over the Dana Landing booth. If you make it to the FredHallShow today, I know they've got an unbelievable assortment of Maui Jims, just about every frame, lens color, frame color that you could want there at the Maui Jim booth, which is inside the Dana Landing booth at the Del Mar FredHallShow today. But better yet, you can win your pair right now with giving us a call at 858-457-1090. And as promised, it's time to find out what's going on the water. It's time for our FishDope.com report, which today is sponsored in part by Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Get the finest fish processing while you wait from your local, your long range, or your private boat trip. They've taken San Diego processing businesses to a whole new level with superior service, superior product, and innovations like pre-booking your processing orders and that great new Fisherman's Processing tuna burger. You can find them at Fisherman's Processing on Facebook, or for more information, check out fishermansprocessing.com for more information. And let's start off that FishDope.com report. Our man, our private boater buddy, Captain Mark Wish of Pacific Edge is on the line. Good morning, Mark.
Hey, good morning, Rick. Good morning, guys. Well, it's definitely springtime, showtime. We got nice weather and lots of good fishing here, so let me run down a few things here for everybody. And for the first time in a long time, sadly, it's been 6 straight months of bluefin out there on the Cortez. No report last week there. That break broke down that they were hanging out on, and the fish scattered out a little bit, so hopefully that reforms there. That has got to be one of the most all-time epic bites ever. San Clemente Island, lots of yellowtails biting out there, biting very well, actually. Backside west has kind of been the main area, although there's fish scattered around the whole island. It's been really good fishing on both the frozen squid that the boats are taking over, because there's not much in the way of live available, yo-yo jigs, and sardines, all capturing that kind of mid-range grade yellow there, that tankered grade kind of been MIA over there for a little bit. At Catalina, good bite on the yellowtails also there, backside west, and especially Farnsworth Bank, which is an interesting subject, guys. You want to read the regs really carefully for fishing that bank. Squid is virtually non-existent at the island right now, and that making that sea bass fishing a little tougher over there, no doubt. There are a few fish scattered around, very little, but what is being caught on frozen squid. Another thing that you guys might want to try is catch some of those mackerels that are around the island. There's some big ones over there, but the bigger sea bass really don't care. And troll that mackerel along the edge of what used to be the kelp line. Our kelp has been pretty much wiped out for various reasons over there, but right on the edge of the hard bottom, it's a good shot for catching a sea bass over there at Catalina, just like it is coastally. Along the coast here, situation with the squid is pretty much the same, MIA. And a little bit of sea bass that's being caught is mostly being caught either on frozen or on live mackerel, fishing on the edge of the kelp lines, on the edge of the hard bottom, kind of like that. So, all things together, there's some good opportunities around to get some big fishing. If you opt to not go fishing, come on in and see us at the show. It's showtime.
That it is, and I know you got a great booth there showing the tanks and everything that you guys do at Pacific Edge, and the booth looks awesome. And not only looking forward to seeing you at the show today, but really looking forward to having you in the studio tomorrow. I know I always really enjoy when you come on the show, Mark, and it's going to be a great show tomorrow morning here on Let's Talk Hookup with you and all the great info from Pacific Edge.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, I want to remind you guys, I'm doing a special 90-minute PowerPoint presentation today at 11:30 and tomorrow at 11:30 at the show. And we put some new information in there since the Fred Hall Long Beach show. We are constantly upgrading, so we tweaked it a little bit. So if you get a chance, be sure you stop by. We'll be in that Mammoth Lake seminar area over in the first hall. And that's from 11:30 to 1 p.m. today and tomorrow. So look forward to seeing you guys there.
We'll look forward to all that. And if we're not able to catch you at the Del Mar show today or tomorrow, how do we find you Pacific Edge, Mark?
We're in Huntington Beach in the corner of Bolsa Chica and Edinger. Phone number is area code 714-840-4262. Website's PacificEdgeTackle.com. And I hope I got enough voice left to get through the show.
I hope you do, too. Have a great show today. We'll look forward to seeing you at Del Mar and look forward to talking to you tomorrow morning in the studio here. Mark, great report. We'll see you this afternoon.
Okay, we'll see you.
I appreciate that. Let's head on down to San Diego over to Seaforth Sport Fishing, where that great fishing I know is continuing. Marcos, what's going on there at Seaforth?
Well, that great fishing you're talking about, probably a good example out of the San Diego yesterday.
Unbelievable.
45 anglers, 178 yellowtail, and that's just great for March fishing. And it hasn't slowed down. We're going to have a few down days there. A down day might be 40 yellowtail, which is still pretty darn good. So lots of great fishing there. This half day still catching a lot of rockfish, reds, a little bit of other bottom fish mixed in there. Seeing occasional yellowtail show up in the mix there, but not what it was a month ago. So if you want rockfish, make some fish tacos, have a barbecue, half day is a great option. If you want to go get some yellowtail, 3/4 day is a great option. Those overnight trips are still going out. The day and a half, a few boats out tonight. Tribute had a bit of a down day, didn't see any bluefin. I never thought I'd be saying that. Like I said, in March.
In March.
But a couple of yellowtail, some bonito, and still very good bottom fishing on there, and they'll keep looking around, and hopefully they'll get back into that stuff. So lots of options there. Check out the website, seaforthlanding.com. Have our full schedule up there, half day, 3/4 day, day and a half. Some of the boats are starting to put up some 2-day trips. Outer Limits has some 2-day trips up there for later in the season. You can make reservations straight online there. You can call us at the office, 619-224-3383. I'd love to elaborate, but I don't think much else needs to be said after hearing some of those counts there.
I can't believe the consistency of the yellowtail fishing this early in the season. Just day after day of 100+ yellowtail on the 3/4 day boat. It's got to, like you say, just like this crazy bluefin and just like all the other great fishing that's going on. I just don't ever remember a time when it was this consistent this early, Marcos. It's something pretty special you guys got going on there on the San Diego.
And definitely this time, especially with spring break now, you want to make reservations. Those trips will sell out any day of the week, not necessarily every day, but you never know when it is. You don't want to miss out on some of that good fishing there, so just give us a call, go online, make a reservation, and get your gear ready to go catch some yellowtail.
Right on. Well, if somebody wants to make that reservation and jump on one of those great trips, how do we do it, Marcos?
Seaforthlanding.com, or you can give us a call at the office, 619-224-3383.
All right, great report. Appreciate that. It's always good seeing Mark and John and everybody. Seaforth always very well represented at the Del Mar show, and I know it's exciting to get to go see all the boys here today, this afternoon.
Absolutely. Go visit them and then come down and come fishing.
All right, Marcos, I like it. Great job. Great report. We'll talk to you next week.
Talk to you then.
All right, thanks a lot for that. Well, the phone lines are absolutely packed up. Before we jump in there, I want to tell everybody about a very cool opportunity to go fishing. Speaking of this great yellowtail fishing, one of the great yellowtail spots is at Cedros Island, and our friends at Cedros Adventures have a very special offer on a trip, Fred Hall Special. So if you're at the show over the weekend, a discounted price on a trip that never seems to have opening. It's over 4th of July weekend, so a very cool opportunity to go down in a time when not miss a lot of work. It's July 3rd through the 6th, and of a special offer, Fred Hall Show. go. $1,575 includes everything: the airfare, the trip, pickup in San Diego, all your flights, everything. So a very cool trip from our friends at Cedros Adventures. Adrian says that they just want to get this one full and off the books and have a cool opportunity to give a little discount at FredHallShow. So a very cool opportunity. If you want more information, just find the guys at Cedros Adventures, and they'll be able to take a deposit. Jeff's going to be there all day long, so a great opportunity to get on a really fun trip. Hey, here's a special guy on the line that we talked to a little bit. I know we're going to see at FredHallShow because I know he's been working with CCA, and that's Scott Sherman from Fifth Avenue Insurance. What's up, Scott?
Oh, just getting ready to head up to Fred Hall, listening to the show, and thinking about Cedros and the Eastcape.
Not a couple of bad things to be thinking about.
No, we got our annual trip to Cedros taken care of, but I had a question regarding the Eastcape fishing and rooster fish.
All right.
You guys were talking about how that they're very spooky and, you need to be stealthy and that kind of stuff. Do you guys offer kayak fishing for roosters down there at the East Cape? Because I was thinking if you're talking stealth, that's probably the stealthiest way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. We have the activity center right on the beach, and you can just rent a kayak. What's the prices, Eddie?
Yeah, they're about I think you can rent the kayak for the whole day for like $50 or
awesome.
$10 an hour, something like that. We have a lot of people who do that. They'll go out and rent a kayak and kind of fish where the boats are anchored out front, because you can't really reach it because it's a little bit too far from the beach, but a lot of guys will just go out there and cruise that boat line, and they catch, Jack Crevalle right there, roosters, all kinds of stuff, and our boats can't take you fishing right there because you wouldn't really go anywhere. You'd just be moored up right out front.
Idling away from the dock.
It would be kind of a rip-off. You'd be paying for the boat and you didn't go anywhere. But there is really good fishing right there. Even when I'm sitting at the dock waiting for boats to come in, I'm seeing, roosters zip by. I'm seeing jacks busting bait right there. So there's a lot of opportunity right there. And you're right, that would be a really good stealthy way to hit some.
And Dorado. So I can't tell you how many times I've seen pongeros that weren't fishing that day, and they'll roll out just past where the boats are moored up, and they'll just start slow trolling. Bang, one Dorado
cool.
after another. So if you want to jump on a kayak, what I would recommend is just head over to the bait guys, grab a couple of baits, pitch one behind you, and then just cruise along in the bay, and you'll get a hookup on something.
I know Sherman's a big kayak aficionado. What about getting a cruiser or a ponga for the day and loading a couple of kayaks and taking them down in front of where Punta, was all, the lighthouse, all that good roosterfish area? Could we load a couple of kayaks onto a big boat and kind of mothership them over to those areas and try and target the roosters?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
no
absolutely. We actually used to have trips like that were set up that way over at Punta Colorado when Punta was open, and the people would take 3 to 5 kayaks out with the mothership. They would find the fish, jump on the kayaks, and when you hook up to a marlin when you're on a kayak, you're going to get pulled anywhere from 2 to 5 miles before you actually land the fish, and then you're hoping that the mothership knows where you're at and they'll go back and pick you up, because you will get pulled around, and and if you have 5 kayaks in the water and they're going in 5 different directions, that mothership's going to be busy picking you up. But there is definitely some great opportunities for some really good kayak fishing down there.
That's so cool. You ready to go, Scott?
Absolutely. Do you guys, my kayak's kind of set up. Do you guys have bait capabilities on your kayaks at all, or is it just strictly, get a bait, pin it on, and start going and have the bait somewhere else?
Yeah, pretty much so. When we used to do a lot of the guided kayak trips, we used to have a better setup. But since Punta closed, we haven't really done much of those trips. But guys are still renting kayaks right out in front of Palmas de Cortez and just pretty much going out with their lures or with their bait and just going out and fishing. But they're not really set up for bait tanks or anything like that.
And if you do want to go with a pongero, you can stack the kayaks up, and then they'll supply you with fresh bait. They'll shadow you if you hook a big fish, So that might be an option. You just have to tell the dockmaster when you're setting up your trip that you want to fish kayaks.
That's cool. Well, Scott, we're going to look forward to seeing you at the show today.
Yeah, I'm going to be at the CCA booth this morning, signing people up and trying to get the California chapter going. We want to make sure that we have the ability to preserve our resources and utilize them at the same time and not be excluded from them.
That's really cool. I got a chance to talk with Bill Shedd a little bit, who just had a meeting, he said, with the kind of all the heads of the CCA and really mentioned how excited they were. Never seen a group take off as well as the Southern California start of the CCA has, and just talking about all the great things to come. So it's really exciting to see it as successful as it is, and I think today's going to be a great day for it.
Yeah, if I can find some time to not be thinking about Chargers all the time here, I'll try and get that.
Appreciate that. Great city councilman having a fisherman on our side. Scott, appreciate it very much. Thanks for putting your time in at the CCA booth, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the show today.
Yeah, stop by after a while, buddy.
All right, Scott, appreciate that very much. Let's jump right back into the phones because I know everybody's excited to talk to the boys here. How about we start this one off with Doug, calling us from Montebello. Doug, thanks for hanging in there with us.
All right, thanks. I was going to ask about the money, but they already answered that one. How much clothes should I take down with me?
I'm sorry, how much what?
Clothing.
Oh, you know what? That's the
beauty of the East Cape.
Yeah. You can pretty much carry a carry-on because all you really need is a couple pair of shorts and a couple pair of T-shirts.
Yeah, just a flip-flops and shorts and T-shirt. That's about it, my man.
You one backpack and you're good to go.
Yeah, there's no need really you don't have to bring anything fancy. There's no place in the East Cape that you're going to require a collar.
It's my favorite place to pack for it because you don't need socks, you don't need shoes, you don't need a jacket, I don't bring a pair of pants. You need board shorts, flip-flops, and T-shirts, and you're good to go.
Unless you're going to come, like in December, January, February, because I could tell you a story of my in-laws came to visit us in February a few years ago, and they've always been there in the summer, so they never imagine in their wildest dreams that the East Cape could get cold. Yeah,
I'm with them.
And because everyone goes there and they're like, wow, it's so hot, they're sweating. But in February in the wintertime, it can drop. And one time, my wife brought down a little space heater, and I'm like, why are you bringing that? You're never going to use that. And one time we were doing shows up here, and she was down there by herself. And it dropped to about 32 degrees at night, and she used that space heater. And so, that's for them down there, that's very, very cold because they do not have heaters in their houses. Sure. So they were very cold. And going back to my in-law story, they came down thinking, shorts and T-shirts. They ended up going to the gift shop buying sweatshirts and all that. But that's wintertime. During fishing time, which is, basically March to November, you don't have to worry about it. It's T-shirts, shorts, flip-flops, and you're good to go.
And a cold beer, and you're good. Hey, appreciate a phone call very much, Doug. Thanks a lot for that. Speaking of fun trips and a great time to go, we do an annual trip every year, and it's the most popular trip that we do with Let's Talk Hookup. And this year, the 21st annual tournament at Palmas de Cortez, and a very special one this year. Tournament now in memory of Lou Duchesne, who's our good friend who never missed a tournament there in the East Cape fishing at Palmas. And I know you've been there for a lot of them. It's a completely free tournament if you're staying at the hotel and a part of Let's Talk Hookup. And not only is it a great time and great people, it's a super prime time of year. But this year, thanks to George Weir Asphalt, $1,000 cash prize to the first place team.
That is awesome.
It's such a fun tournament, and I know that you've been there for so many of them, Eddie. It's just a great group of guys, and you always put together what many would consider some pretty prime time dates.
Absolutely.
Early October. It's October 8th through the 12th. I love October in the East Cape because you get the mix of the weather has started to break, so you've got the very comfortable weather where it's still warm in the day, but not too hot, but you still have that hot water and great fishing.
Yeah, the humidity level has dropped at that point, so that's the big thing. It's still warm. The water temperatures, the ocean temperatures are going to be in the 80s, low 80s. And your humidity that you normally get in August, September has dropped, so it's very comfortable. It's still warm. It's going to be in the 90s, but the fishing is just phenomenal during that time. And you guys do a great job putting on that tournament, and it's a fun tournament, so it's not competitive. So a lot of guys are like, oh, I don't like the tournaments, they're too competitive. This is not like that. This is a free entry. There's a lot of great prizes that are offered. We always give the first place team a return trip for free, so you have a chance to win that. And then now this year, it's $1,000 you can take home with you, so you can actually go home with a free trip for next year and $1,000 to spend. So that's pretty cool.
Get some first class airfare for your ride, back down next year. So really, really fun event. It's obviously at Palmas de Cortez, and you guys do such a good job too putting on the tournament. I mean, you guys host big money events down there, and this is a big event, but not a big money. No fun. You just get to go. If you're staying down there, you're entered in it. And how many opportunities are you going to get to go to one of the greatest places in the world at Palmas de Cortez? a free return tip and $1,000 cash. Again, thanks to George Weir Asphalt for that. And it's just a really, really fun time and a great group of people.
Yeah,
and the group of people is what really makes those events. And I would say it's probably about a 70% return. You know, most of the faces are the same, and there's always some new faces every year, and it's just a very fun group of people. And
spend some time with Pete down there, and hang out with Pete and get to talk to him one-on-one. You hang out, have a beer,
have a Hector margarita,
margarita at the bar, and talk fishing with Pete, and it's a good time. Like you said, it's a lot of people that go back every year. Lou Duchesne, who passed away, he was 20 years straight, never missed a tournament, won a lot of tournaments down there. And so we're looking forward to having the group back down year after year. It's always a good time. The employees always look forward to that tournament. They're always asking me, hey, when's the Let's Talk Hookup group coming? And this year it's going to be the 8th to the 12th. Mm-hmm. So if you want to make reservations, give us a call. And or come see us at the show, and we'll book you up for the show.
We're going to do some fun things. Like on Friday the 9th, it's going to be like an activities day. We're going to put together a bunch of different packages just to sample all the different things that we obviously talked a little bit about the show, but just waterfall trips with the ATVs and kayak tours and all the different things. We're going to do a special day. It's definitely going to be a very big event. This being our 21st annual, we're going to make a fun day, and it's just a really cool event. And I know that it fills up very quickly, and it's a very popular event and very popular time. But I know there are still some rooms available. If somebody wants to join us on the Palmas de Cortez Let's Talk Hookup Fun Tournament. Again, we could show up at the Del Mar show, but man, I really want to do it, get in on the great prizes, and there's still some space available.
Yeah, we have some flyers there. I know you have some at the Let's Talk Hookup booth, and we have some at the Van Warmer booth as well. We can definitely hook you up there. We always get about 40 to 60 people that come down for the trip, so it's always a good crowd. And it's a really good time. If you definitely want to sample and try to have it just to be part of a tournament, but not have that competitiveness, the big money involved of the competitive tournaments, this is a really good way to start because it's a fun tournament, no entry fee, but it's still a tournament. You got that competitive juices flowing.
There's something on the line. You still get to rib your buddies at the bar at night for the one they lost and the one you got, and it's a really fun time. So check it out again. You can swing by our booth, grab it. Always information on our website at the trips page at hookup1090.com, or better yet, I would just go and see Dante and Eddie and everybody at the booth there and just say, hey, I want to go on the Let's Talk Hookup trip and sign up today at the Del Mar show. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. Phone lines are absolutely packed, and we've got a big block of your phone calls when we return. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Cedros Tackle has some great news. They are expanding to offer you new adventures to complement their fully outfitted tackle shop right on Cedros Island. Cedros Tackle will now offer kayak fishing and tours. The adventure includes deluxe accommodations in Cedros Tackle's own brand new 3-bedroom, 2-bath cottage that provides all the comforts of home, yet gives each guest their own private space to rest after a long day of fishing and fun on Cedros Island. The kayak adventures include the use of fully outfitted Hobie Outback Mirage Drive kayaks, perfect for fishing, spearfishing, snorkeling, and more. Your Cedros Tackle kayak adventure includes transportation to a remote location, either by ponga or truck. While you are out fishing, the crew will set up a relaxing day camp, including a barbecue lunch. Have the kayak adventure of a lifetime without the work. You just fish and enjoy. Cedros Tackle can even take care of all your equipment. So for your next trip to Cedros Island, try a kayak adventure with Omar, Jeff, and the gang at Cedros Tackle. For more information or to help plan your trip, check the website at cedrostackle.com. What a great concept. Manage your financial matters and take you fishing. That's exactly what the Sport Fishing Financial Group is ready to do. Managing Director Richard Jensen has been working in the financial industry for over 25 years, and his family fishing our local waters for 4 generations. At this year's Fred Hall Del Mar show, you can meet the founder of the Sport Fishing Financial Group and talk to him about the all-expenses-paid fishing trips through this program. So stop by the booth at Fred Hall Del Mar and see how you can improve the service of your personal or business finances and go fishing for free with the Sport Fishing Financial Group. Check sportfishingfinancialgroup.com and sign up today.
It's Fred Hall Show time. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle. Be sure to stop by the Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth. The best selection of saltwater tackle at the show, including Shimano, rods, reels, and accessories. No one has a better selection of Shimano product than Fisherman's Landing Tackle. A must visit at this year's Fred Hall Show.
Hey, Seagar fans, the wait is over for premium premium quality pink fluorocarbon leader material. Seagar Pink Label is made from the same proprietary process and exclusive Seagar resins you trust. Seagar Pink Label is soft and supple, yet provides superior knot and tensile strength. In fact, it has 30% better knot strength than competitive fluoro lines. A portion of the proceeds from the sale of Pink Label will be donated to the National Breast Cancer Foundation, Inc. Get Seagar Pink Label leader material at your favorite tackle dealer. To learn more, visit Seagar.com.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know: CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest it's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere. Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090 again. Del Mar Fred Hall Show going on right now, today and tomorrow. This is your opportunity to get in on all the great stuff that's going on, all the booths. You can go talk to the guys from Van Warmer and talk to Mark, find out what kind of tackle you need, all the great tackle opportunities out there, boats, and everything that's going on at the Del Mar Show. So lots of fun going on right now. And we're having lots of fun in the studio taking your phone calls. We got the boys from the Van Warmer Resorts in here and having a great time. The phone lines are absolutely packed up, and we're going to jump right back into them. How about this time we talk to Tom, calling us from San Diego. Good morning, Tom. Welcome to the show.
Well, good morning, Rick, and I have a question for your guest, but first I want to commend you. I volunteered at the CCA booth the last couple of days, and I can't tell you how many people walked up and said, "Oh, yeah, we heard about you on the radio."
All right. Well, good. We're glad we're getting the word out, and what a great job, and thank you for volunteering your time. I think that's important for all of us anglers in California to join, and glad you were donating your time and helping us do that, Tom.
Well, yes, and, they're a very good group. Everybody from, what's the leader, Ray Murray, on down were stopping by. Darth was there. I call him Darth. Bob Fletcher, several of the captains stopped by. So everybody was pitching in. It was a good group.
Great job. Cool. What's your question?
I wanted to ask the guys, I've been down there the last 3 years in end of October, November, and I've been more over on the Cabo side, Pacific side, but if you're trying to target either the Wahoo or the blue marlin, what do they suggest for around that time of year?
So you have an opportunity for blue marlin anywhere from, we've caught blue marlin every month in the year, but your targets are going to be really from July till October. Is usually the window for blues. We've had a lot of success in August. You're going to be trolling big baits. What we try to do is, if we do see schools of skipjack or even yellowfin, we'll actually go down current from those schools where everybody is, hooked up on football-sized tuna. We'll start trolling around there. We'll catch a couple skipjacks and slow troll them around the school and then down current from them. And we've actually picked off some really nice blues doing that.
I've always thought that the East Cape was probably one of the more underrated places to catch a big blue marlin because they're definitely around, and the striped marlin fishing is so good, you kind of can't help but mainly target those stripers. And I just think that the opportunity is there, but we just, don't put as much, because it's such good striped marlin fishing. I think if guys were really wanting to, and exactly as you say, troll big baits around on heavy gear, I bet that there'd be a lot more of that bigger blue marlin caught. We just, the other fishing is so good, we don't often take advantage of it.
And again, also tackle. Guys are trolling light gear, and they get broken off. So, we're always, I'm kind of like, from a guide standpoint, I'm kind of a contrarian. I'm always doing the exact opposite of everybody else. We'll get our tuna, we'll go in, have a good time, but, we're always looking for that next opportunity, and it's always about maximizing your time on the water. So if there's blues in the area, the East Cape is one of those rare places where you can get the Triple Crown, and I've had 4 clients that have gotten the Triple Crown of a blue marlin, a striped marlin, and a sailfish. So
cool.
It's definitely possible, and I always tell clients it's not the fish that you think is in the water; it's the fish that's swimming out there. So you have a shot at 600-700 pound blue out there, but you definitely have to put the time on the water. I have clients doing it. They'll just go straight for blues. 5 days straight, and all we're doing is trolling.
That's it. Hey, appreciate the phone call, Tom, and thanks very much for donating your time. We'll look forward to seeing you at the CCA booth today up at the show. Jump right back into the phones. How about this time we talk to Don, who's called us from Woodland Hills. Don, thanks for joining us this morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Look forward to seeing you all at the show today.
You too, Don.
My question for the group is, I'm going to be down in October. We're going to, rent a boat Ponga for a couple of days. But what artificials can one throw from the beach or from a kayak instead of just doing live bait?
So your standbys are going to be those 1.5 ounce crocodiles, Castmasters, throwing spoons and things like that. My sort of secret rig that I use is a Hawaiian. It's called a Hawaiian whipping rig, which is basically a Carolina rig. We do about an ounce and a half sinker, egg sinker with swivel, about 16 inches of 20-pound fluorocarbon, and we actually use flies. So Mike Reeser from Baja Fly Fish Company, we'll tie up flies when we're doing the shows. Really? And we'll put a fly on there, cast it out, and we'll, basically it's like walk the dog on steroids. You're just moving that fly as fast as you can.
Really? And
that, it really matches those sardinas, and we get sardina patterns. We tie flies that have those, look like sardinas. And as long as you're moving that fly really quickly, you can't get that kind of presentation when you're, when you're throwing metal or you're throwing, plastics, swim baits. So I would definitely try that out.
That's a good call. Well, something a little different for you, Don?
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Hey, appreciate the phone call very much. Thank you. How about next up we talk to Jim, calling us from Oceanside this morning. Hi, Jim. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning. How you guys doing?
Doing great. Good morning, Jim.
Hey, visited Cabo, fished with some great Oceanside firemen. Anyway, my question is, I'm taking the wife and the girls down, and they're wondering what the water temp is on the East Cape. We're going to be up in the Cabo area. Been there in February, and it was a little chilly. What's the water temp on the East Cape? We're down there in 3 weeks.
Right now, the water temperatures are going to be low to mid 70s, so it's going to be pretty nice. The nice thing about East Cape too is that you're not going to have the heavy surf and the riptides that you're going to get further south on the Pacific side. So a lot of places on the Pacific side, you can't. They have warnings not to swim out there because they do have some heavy riptides. Where we're at in the East Cape, it's really mellow. It's like swimming in a lake, pretty much. So you can get the windy days in February, March. But right now the winds have really laid down, so we're getting a lot more fishing than we are windsurfing. So the water temperatures are definitely warming up. We're into the low to mid 70s, so it should be real nice to go out on the water.
Very calm, shallow, sloping beach. It's real easy to walk. There's just not a lot of rock, not a lot of anything. It's just, you talk about an ultimate place to have the kids cruise in and snorkel around. It's so easy. And like you say, if there happens to be no wind at the time, there's no waves. It's just a gentle swell. It's perfect when it comes to, cruising around the water with the kids.
And I have clients that will sit at the bar and you can watch your kids fish at the dock while you're sitting at the bar, know. So you have full view of the beach right there. So it's really nice.
And like you say, like Yayo was saying, you can just run up, grab a mask and snorkel out of the activity center and hop in the water, go cruise around. Cool way to spend some time after your day of fishing, or like Eddie said, I think you're almost doing yourself a disservice if you don't add at least one day into your trip where you're not planning on fishing. Just something to experience. There's so many other things that you guys offer at Van Worm Resorts that you really need to have a day where you're not offshore, that you're just hanging out on the beach doing, like, say, kayaks or snorkeling or ATVing or any of the other cool stuff.
Or just relaxing.
Yeah, exactly. Sitting in a hammock and not doing anything.
Yeah.
You ready to go?
Exactly.
All right,
no,
Jim.
I have one more.
Yeah, please, go ahead.
We kayak a lot up here in Oceanside. I had never thought about that. You got kayaks there, reasonable rental, and we did not fishing, just to go out and take them out with the girls and that, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have them right there in front of Palmas de Cortez. There's actually, I think, a couple of tandems and then the majority are singles, but they're there. They're available for you. We have the paddles, the seats, and the kayaks there, so definitely take advantage of that.
Yeah, good. Thank you. You guys have a great show.
Jim, appreciate the call very much. That does free up 877-792-1090. Also, one of our local lines still open. That's 457-1090. And, Eddie, we were obviously talking about our great Let's Talk Hookup Fun tournament. A lot of other very fun events, and that's a cool way to do Palmas de Cortez, too, is to kind of book your trip around those because there's so much extra activity going on. Any other kind of tournaments that are fun that a guy might think about joining up or doing that are coming up this year?
Yeah, absolutely. And going back to that, the fun thing about the tournament, or the good thing about the tournaments are, and like Let's Talk Hookup or any other tournament that we do, it's great for single anglers. A lot of guys come to our booth and say, hey, I'm a single angler. I want to try to get paired up with somebody. On a normal day, it's tough because most guys will come as a group of 2 or 3, and they've already got they want to fish. They're buddies. They want to fish together. They don't want some guy they don't know. But in a tournament environment like Let's Talk Hookup or any of the other tournaments, it's easy to try to find somebody that will fish with you and pair you up with somebody.
Really good call.
So if you're a single guy, go to our website, check out our tournaments and events page. There's a lot of different tournaments that you can take advantage of. Our biggest tournament down there is definitely the Dorado Shootout. And that one is on July 18th, and we get about 130 teams that participate in that. And we give away a brand new Toyota 4x4 Tacoma for the biggest Dorado. It's a one-day tournament, so anybody can win. A lot of these tournaments that are 3 days, it's a little bit tougher because you get the pro teams that always seem to have the advantage. But on a one-day tournament, anybody can win because anybody can catch a Dorado one day.
I've been to Dorado Shootout several times, and I really dig it. And that's what's so cool is and that's the other thing is the fish. It's Dorado. Absolutely anybody in any size boat has a shot. You can be. Mark, you were saying you can be in a ponga trolling right outside the moorings and trolling a jig around and hang a big Dorado and win the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Everybody's in it.
Yeah, and we have side jackpots that you can get into of 200, 300, 500, and 1,000. And last year, I think we gave away like 85 grand. So the winning team, if you were in all the jackpots and you had the biggest fish, you would walk away with a $40,000 truck and like 80 grand in cash. So, and the entry fee is $500 for the team, and then the jackpot. So you can be across the board and everything for $2,500. That's for the team. So you get 3 of your buddies. 4 of you fish on the boat. You divide the $2,500 by 4. It's a very affordable tournament. You can walk away with a lot of great prizes. And we have so many great sponsors, from Let's Talk Hookup to all the great sponsors who provide a lot of raffle items. And we do a huge raffle. It takes us usually over an hour to give away all the prizes that we give away, from electronics to lures to clothing to everything. So it's a great, great event. And then we also have another great event that we do, which is along the lines, same format as the Tuna Shootout. That one's on October 24th. Same exact concept as the Dorado Shootout, except now you're going for yellowfin tuna and the biggest tuna. And we don't give away a truck on that one. We give away cash. So it's all about the cash on that one. And that one's a fun event, too. So if you're looking for that type of atmosphere and environment, those are some great ones. And then one of the other ones that are real fun to do that is more along your speed, Rick, would be come down for the Fish and Chips tournament. We do a tournament in June, and that one is one-day poker, one-day fishing, and then we do a bikini contest as well.
I'm in,
Yeah.
No problem.
So, and then the girls do a photo shoot, and we're actually handing out free to anybody who comes to the show one of our Keeping It Real Fish and Chips calendars. And the girls that come for the bikini contest, they do the calendar shoot every year. So all the pictures that you see in the calendar are taken at Palmas de Cortez. So if you're looking for a little bit more of a wild time, now if you're looking for a quiet time, definitely don't come to this tournament. No, that's not the one. But if you want to have some fun and you want to if you like playing poker, it's one-day poker, one-day fishing, and we do the bikini contest. And we're up late partying, and it's a good time if you're looking for that type of thing.
And on all these, still rooms available: Dorado Shootout, Tuna Shootout, the Fish and Chips. Obviously, we know there is on Let's Talk Hookup just a couple of spots, but always you can find. And that, again, there is the advantage of Van Wormer Resorts is an amazing fleet of boats. So just because you haven't booked your spot right away doesn't mean there's not great boats for you to fish at, great rooms for you to stay at.
We're able to host tournaments that a lot of people aren't because of the amount of rooms and boats that we have. Right. So we have guys that, hey, we want to bring 50, 60 guys down. We can accommodate that. We can accommodate groups, well over 100 if they want to come down because we have the rooms, we have the boats for you. The Dorado Shootout is definitely filling up fast. I think I've only got like 2 rooms at Palmas for that tournament, but I do have rooms at Playa del Sol And I have a few boats still available, so if you want to get in on any of those tournaments, you can go to our website, click on tournaments, and check out all the tournament dates. And if you want to sign up, just give us a ring.
That's right. I think that's a great call, too, about solo anglers. That was a really good tip that I wouldn't have thought about, and good info for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, hey, let's jump back into the phones. I know the guys still want to talk to you. How about this time we talked to Barbara, who's calling us from Maywood this morning. Barbara, good morning. Thanks for giving us a call here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Hi, I was listening about your Van Warmer resorts, and I want to go down there with about 3 girlfriends, and we want to just relax. Which of the 3 resorts are the best for just kicking back and having a quiet time?
Good question.
I would definitely say you definitely want to go to Palmas de Cortez. That's going to be, definitely our flagship hotel. It's our most popular hotel. You've got the pool to swim up bar. You've got the day spa. You've got a lot of different activities. The dock's right out front. Real convenient. And I think that, it's more of a family atmosphere. So you're not going to be stuck with, a bunch of just guy fishermen hanging out at a fishing camp. You definitely got that family atmosphere. You're not going to be the only women at the place. So it's definitely, I think, an advantage.
Lounge chair with a killer
That's
infinity edge pool that overlooks the water. And like you say, you swim up and have a margarita and you lay out in the sun and go get a killer massage and all the other spa amenities that you guys offer. It's not a bad spot, Barbara.
Yeah, and we've hosted a lot of women fishing clubs down there that have come down, anywhere from 10 to 40 women that come down. And that's a real popular time for the guys because they want to come down at the same time as the girls. So
and what month is the best? I mean, for like some of these friends that might get too warm in June or July.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, my favorite time of the year to be down there for weather-wise is definitely the April, May time, because the weather, the high is going to be 80, the low is going to be 60. Fishing is phenomenal. And then if you want to avoid the heat on the tail end of the season, definitely the fall is a good time to come, October, November. But keep in mind that, it seems to be the hotter the weather, the hotter the fishing. So July, August, September is definitely your hottest weather months, but it's definitely the hottest fishing months as well.
Okay, thanks.
Barbara, thanks for the phone call.
Very much. Thanks.
Appreciate it very much. How about next up we talk to Gary. Gary's calling us from San Diego this morning. Hi, Gary. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you very much, Rick, for taking my call. I have a question. I want to bring my grandkids down to fish roosters in July. I know it's hot, but fishing is really good. And they wanted to get one mounted for their bedroom. Do you have facilities to do that?
We can definitely hook you up with somebody who can arrange the mounting of the fish. Definitely, we've been working with Grace Taxidermy. We have this other option that we offered about printed and on a blanket. Where it was more of a what was that, Mark?
So it's actually a Japanese fish print. It's called Gyotaku. And Lyle Brunson does the prints. He actually studied in Japan to do these fish prints. Cool. So I've actually done it with him for with marlin. So sometimes we have a billfish that dies during the fight. And essentially he takes your fish, he'll scrub it down, he'll actually ink it up, and then he lays a canvas over the top of the fish, and it transfers the actual imprint of the fish onto the canvas. And then he'll color it in any way you'd like. And then he presents it to you. He'll give you instructions on how to either mount it using stretcher bars like you would a painting, or you can actually do the spray adhesive where you can actually mount it on like a compressed board or something like that. And the great thing about it is it's portable. So it's instantaneous gratification. You don't have to wait around for a mount, and he'll have it done in 2 days. And then you basically just take it, fold it up, put it in your suitcase.
That's cool.
And take it home.
And much more affordable.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Fish is not
and plus, I mean, it's your fish. The fish you actually caught, right?
Yeah, it's printed on. If you want, when you're down there in July, I think you said you were coming in July, come by and see me in my office. And I actually have a rooster a print in my office, so you can check it out.
Really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Oh, what a cool offer.
Oh, okay.
Well, Gary, we look forward to when you come down.
One more question.
Yeah, please go ahead, Gary.
25 years ago, I used to go down there and stay with Jerry Klink and Louisa, a couple names from the past. And Cabo Puma, I used to fish there for grouper and pargo. Is Cabo Puma, I heard, was closed for fishing?
It is.
Yeah,
it's a national reserve now, so it's protected by the government, and you can only do diving and snorkeling there, and it's protected from any kind of fishing at all.
But a very cool place to go dive if you want.
Yeah, definitely. It's an amazing
check
place.
out big fish.
Yeah, it's world known, and I mean it's just beautiful.
Awesome. Gary, appreciate the phone call very much. I know, and same deal. Just like anything, guys being so accommodating, can always organize a trip. If a guy wants to go down, snorkel, or dive, you can help him with the arrangements as far as setting up a trip to go down to Cabo Pulmo.
Great thing about that is they'll pick you up right from the dock. So you just walk out of your bedroom, walk down to the dock, jump on the boat, and you head over to Cabo Pulmo, and you can spend the day there. They can actually drop you off at the beach, and you can do some snorkeling there, or you can do a dive trip, set up a dive trip. And, it's beautiful. It's a living coral reef, and it's world-renowned. People come from all over the world, from Japan, China, Europe, all over just to dive Cabo Pulmo.
I know Pete always remarks about there's few places in the world that you're going to see big fish like you'll see in Cabo Pulmo. There's always places where you can see tons of tropical fish and all those places, but for seeing big fish in the water, he said there's just nothing rivals Cabo Pulmo.
Somehow they know that it's protected.
Yeah, that it's safe.
And
they know
they're
good there.
And, our boats will push the limits, and they'll fish right along the borders. But it's weird how they know, and all the big fish seem to be in there.
That's cool. That's very cool. Hey, I want to give you another little tip about checking out the show today. I got to go by a very cool booth at San Diego Tackle Traders. There, saw John and David. Very cool collection of something that's unique and a little bit different. Lots of old jigs and vintage rods and just a good collection of used gear. So I had a lot of fun picking out some old surface irons and stuff in there, and just wanted to pass that along. Very cool, unique booth at San Diego Tackle Traders. It was fun at the Del Mar show when you're checking it out. Pretty cool to see that old selection of old baldies and, schnabels and all the old cool surface irons. So a cool booth that I had fun checking out yesterday, so I wanted to make sure to pass that along to anybody that's coming up to the Del Mar show today to check the San Diego Tackle Traders guys out right in the middle of the tackle hall there. Hey, let's jump back into the phones, this time talking to Kurt, calling us from Irvine. What's up, Kurt? Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Great.
Eddie, hello. This is Kurt. Anyway, I'm one of the very, very lucky timeshare owners in the super condos.
Hey, Kurt.
For about 20 minutes years ago, those were available, and never regretted it. And I just wanted to pass on to people who I started out always dreaming about going down to the East Cape for the fishing.
Uh-huh.
And I still love the fishing, but I got to tell you, everybody, don't ever hesitate to go to Palmas de Cortez, whether you're a fishing person or not. I have found myself over the years, sometimes I go down there and I don't even fish.
That's cool.
And the thing is, the people, not only are the Van Warmer resorts just the place to stay, you don't need a car. You walk into town. I go down there. Eddie knows my wife and my sister-in-law usually come with me.
Yeah.
And we walk everywhere. Mm-hmm. In the middle of the night, it doesn't matter. It's probably safer than most places in Southern California.
Absolutely.
And people remember you. I'm continually amazed. I'm lucky to make it down there once or twice a year. I go to check in, and the people, they remember your name. It's remarkable.
Yeah, it really is.
I leave my doors unlocked when I'm at Palmas. I don't even do that at my house, walk around. It's pretty cool.
Exactly.
Very cool, Kurt. Well, I'm glad you've had such great experiences down there.
Yeah, Eddie, I was just talking to Shannon yesterday to pay my maintenance fee, and we're working on trying to buy a villa now and spend a lot more time down there, so I hope to see you soon.
Excellent.
All right,
Thank you
great
for
to hear,
calling,
man.
Kurt. Thank you. Yeah, what Kurt was saying is so true. A lot of people, no matter what happens out on the water, they always make the comment of how nice the people are down there and how they remember your name and everything. So it really is a really safe environment down there. My wife and I, we made it home, and she's there by herself right now, and while I'm up here, and she feels very safe. So definitely, we get that question a lot: how safe is it down there? Super, super safe, like Kurt said. Friendly people, they remember your name. So definitely, that's one thing you don't have to worry about.
That's awesome. Hey, we're gonna sneak one more phone call in there. Only about 30 seconds left. Ken in Long Beach. Good morning. You got a quick question for us?
Just curious, do you ever have clients that want to go out and free dive and spearfish, and do you have the ability to take them to do that?
Yeah, sure. Actually, I run spearfishing trips. So I've done combo trips where we actually will fish in the morning and then spearfish in the afternoons. So I actually have some pole spears and some small reef guns. But you definitely want to bring down, your mask, snorkel, and your own freediving fins just for, the best fit. But I do have some extra sets of freediving fins, so I have 3 sets of those. So if you want to come down, you can check out my website at escapeguides.com. I have a spearfishing page there, and it'll give you all the info on that.
Awesome. Ken, good luck. Let us know how she goes.
All right,
Appreciate
thanks,
the phone call very much. Hey, when we come back, we're going to find out what lucky guy's got himself a brand new pair of Maui Gyms. More Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the Mighty 1090.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long-range vessel Royal Star. With my partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims, we have set the bar for the long-range fishing experience. A spring 8-day, summer 5-day, or a fly-down, fly-back 11-day winter trip, we deliver the highest quality long-range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top-of-the-line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at RoyalStarSportFishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
Be sure to stop by the Fastlane Kayak booth at the FredHall Del Mar Show. This is the spot to check out all the latest kayaks from Hobie, and even better, talk to the guys at Fastlane that know the product inside and out. This is also a great opportunity to sign up for Fishing Mission every Sunday in April and May. Take part in a kayak fishing trip with a professional guide and a top-of-the-line, fully outfitted 2015 Hobie Mirage Drive kayak. And kids are welcome too. It's easy to sign up online at FastlaneSailing.com or call 619-222-0766. Better yet, stop by the Fastlane Kayak booth at the FredHall Del Mar Show and see the new Hobie Mirage Drive kayak and get in on all the fun.
For Rancho Leonero, here's John Ireland.
You know, it's interesting because the ranch has probably a higher percentage than most of the hotels of guests that don't fish. And it's nice on the beach. We've got the beautiful reef right in front of the hotel that you can dive on. And that swimming pool is right there hanging over the water. And it's a very popular spot as well. And the kids tend to bunch up and the wives tend to get to be friends. And what's happened over the years is a lot of families met down at the ranch and got to be friends and planned their vacations so they come down at the same time. We're kind of unique for the fact that I think we're really the last of the old Baja fishing-style hotels. So we're proud of that, and we're going to hang on to that image. We're going to be around for the next couple decades at least. At Rancho Leonero, we don't want to be bigger. We want to be better. We keep it simple, old Baja style. Rancho Leonero, we get a lot of guests that come back 2 or 3 times a year. RanchoLeonero.com.
Great boats, free parking, and a fully stocked tackle shop. Just a few of the reasons Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top charter boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Eclipse, Apollo, Outer Limits, Pacific Star, El Gato Dos, Alexis, Pride, Privateer, Tribute, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth Sea-Watch in San Diego offer the finest half, 3/4, and full-day trips available. Check out the full-service tackle store at Seaforth Sport Fishing. And it's all run by fishermen for fishermen. 1717 Quivira Road, just off Mission Bay Drive in Mission Bay. Book online at seaforthlanding.com.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the Padres.
Oh my gosh, this club is playing fantastic baseball.
San Diego's sports leader, the Mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. I can't believe how fast these 2 hours fly by, especially talking to our great friends here at Van Warmer Resorts. I want to say the big winner of a brand new pair of Maui Jim World Cups, and thanks again to our great friends at Maui Jim, is going to Jim in Oceanside. Jim, congratulations. You are going to love those glasses. Guys, had an awesome time, so stoked, and just so looking forward to everything from that you guys do at Van Warmer Resorts. Just want to thank you guys for coming and spending a couple hours.
Thank you very much, man.
Yeah, great times. If somebody wants more info, go on a trip. First off, how do we find you? What's the best way to do that?
Absolutely. VanWarmerResorts.com is the easiest way to look us up. Our phone number is 877-777-TUNA, so that's real easy to remember. And anything you guys need from questions, and come see us at the show for sure.
Absolutely. And we want to book a trip with you, Mark. We can do that through the website, and you've got your own direct link if somebody wants to utilize your services staying at the hotel.
Yeah, you can actually access my page on the Van Warmer website in the fishing section of the Van Warmer website, or you can go directly to escapeguides.com. That's with an S, Escape Guides.
Awesome. And so much going on. I really appreciate you guys taking the time. And the best thing to do, come down to the Del Mar Show today. You can talk to every one of you guys in the booth, get your information, where you want want to stay, times, fishing, and just as we heard the entire show, there's nobody that's more accommodating than Van Moorm Resort. So figure out prices, times, trips. You guys just do an awesome job, and we're proud to be associated with you.
Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, Rick. Great job, you guys. Lots of fun. And, hey, we had lots of fun today, and we're going to have another great show coming your way tomorrow. Captain Mark Wish of Pacific Edge is going to be joining us. We're going to be talking all kinds of fishing. We will see you later today at the Fred Hall Show in Del Mar.
Smiling lines.